that story, you're right, that story, it was like it had legs.
It's crazy.
It is.
Why would I want to sleep in a chamber?
Well, the rumor was that you were sleeping in the chamber because you didn't want to grow old, and that was
stupid. It's stupid. It's completely made up, and I'm embarrassed. I'm willing to forgive the press and forgive anybody. You know, I was taught to love and to forgive, which I do have in my heart. But please, don't believe these crazy, horrifying
Okay, let's go down the list. Did you buy the Elephant Man's bones?
No,
when you were trying to get them?
That's another stupid story.
Uh-huh.
I love the story of the Elephant Man. It reminds me of me a lot. You know, I could relate to it. It made me cry because I saw myself in the story. But no, I never asked for the Elephant Man. Where am I going to put some bones?
I don't know.
And why would I want a pair of bones?
I don't know. So where did that come from?
Someone makes it up, and everybody believes it. If you hear a lie often enough, you start to believe it.
Yes, and people make money selling tabloids. All right.
Pay money to see your monster, Mr. Trinks. I'll collect it. Yalla, monster, yalla!
Perhaps for the first time, you will understand the true meaning of courage and human dignity.
I am not an animal. I am a human being.
Oh, Michael was the absolute ultimate professional. He had a very wonderful human side to him too. He was polite and gentle, and in a business where we didn't hear these words too often, Michael, if he would ask for something during a session, he'd say, please, you're welcome, and so on. He was such a great guy.
Mr. Swedien, everyone I've spoken to, even attorneys who have either worked for Michael Jackson or represented against him, have all said he appears to be one of the nicest people that you'd ever want to meet, very mild-mannered. Let's talk, though, about the creative process. Was the distinction, though, between Michael Jackson and other artists, was that in the creative process?
I think the creative process is where Michael really was on top of the heap, because I never did a recording session with Michael where he didn't have the lyrics memorized, for instance, whether it was one of his own songs or not, but his dedication to the work, he'd stay up all night the night before and learn the lyrics, or if we were rewriting something, or if he was working on a lyric or harmonies or whatever, his dedication was total.
Mr. Swedien, you worked with him on a song called Have You Seen My Childhood? He called it his most biographical song. Let's listen to a little bit of it, okay? Swedien, Have You Seen My Childhood? Many have said that, the reason for Neverland Ranch and much of Michael's behavior was because he longed to have a childhood of his own, that he had been like an adult at a very young age. Did he talk to you about that at all when you were making this song in this video?
Oh, absolutely. We talked about it a lot, and I brought the score for that piece of music with, and have it here if you'd like to take a look at it. It's right here, and Michael autographed that.
Let's see it. Do you have it close?
Yeah, here it is, right here.
Can you hold it up? Can you grab it for us? Oh,
sure.
There we go. Oh,
okay.
Wow.
And I don't know if you can see Michael's inscription, but this is typical Michael Jackson. And he's loving and kind, and I mean, he's not the kid next door. I don't mean to imply that, but he's phenomenal to work with. And I have trouble speaking of him in the past tense, and it's going to take me a while to get used to that, because it doesn't seem like he's gone to me.
Yeah, I think he says, thank you, Bruce, for everything that's important. Have you seen my childhood? I always wanted to make that statement. So again, having a childhood was very important to him, and something it appears that he missed out on. At least he feels that he did.
Absolutely, for sure.
All right. Bruce Swedien, We really appreciate it. Thank you, sir, and sorry for your loss.
Okay, and I'm happy to talk about my pal Michael.
All right, thank you, sir.
I think Larry King was doing a, you know, kind of an open board about the conversations about Michael's passing, and in my opinion, I felt like people began to go back to the Michael that they saw in the Michael in the media, and they wasn't cool with me. You know what I'm saying? So then I kind of hit the ceiling. I wilded out on everybody. Even Larry was like, "Yo, let this man rest." I mean, have you no shame? Like, think about his family, his children. They don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
at the end of the day, he's a brother, a father. Like, that's the way I took it. Like, this is somebody's brother. Especially when I saw the funeral, I was like, man, that's their brother. Like, I got a brother.
But I'm also very passionate about Michael in a way that, you know, many people wouldn't understand, because it ain't just entertainment for me. You know what I'm saying? You having an incredible individual, somebody who really took his talent and made the best of it. If you look at his entire career, he's been totally selfless through every process of his life. You know, if you look at his chapters, he gave you entertainment. If you look at the chapters of his story, he gave you consciousness. You know what I'm saying? To be able to transcend from culture over to, you know, setting a standard and making us stop and look at ourselves with man in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And then we are the world. He began to understand that this ain't just about selling records. You know, it's about being an active philanthropist to show people that, yo, listen, when you do get it, this is what you do with it.
Right.
An icon of this time. And that's how I have always recognized him, and, you know, why I respect him to be the greatest entertainer to ever live.
Did the Michael Usher meeting never happen?
Of course.
How was that, the first time?
The first time we met.
Now, how old were you the first time you met Michael Jackson?
How old was when I first met Michael? I think I was 20, 21. You know, Michael was just remarkable, man. You know, and I'll never forget, you know, the words that he shared with me one of the many times that I had been around him. You know, having been selected to be around Michael. You had to be selected to be around this man.
Yeah,
ain't nobody
absolutely.
just making that happen. You know what I'm saying? So these were encouraging words to me. He says, you know, you're a very unique individual, and what you do is not easy. You're one of a kind. And to be able to get that type of confirmation from Michael, who, you know, you just really want to live up to who he is, was like one of the greatest compliments and the greatest pats on the back I could ever get. And he was just like, don't take that lightly. And I want to remind you to never think about the moment. Always think about history. We're always making history.
I feel that he should be remembered for all the great things he did for the world, the messages in his music, the contributions he made to charity, things of this nature, over the music that's more important to human than just music. He actually tried to heal the world through his lyric, and the things that he did to help others.
I feel that he was a very innovative person, and he contributed, obviously, from what Tito said, a lot to the music world, and young people literally looked up to him in that regard. But again, he was a person that was very concerned about the problems that existed in the world. And when he was thinking in the right way about those things, I think that's something to really think about, his concern for that, because obviously that's more important than anything, because we live in times that are very difficult, and people, there were messages that were sent through his music, but then thinking in terms of his music, I personally feel that Michael was one of the greatest entertainers that ever lived. I've always felt that way, and it's not because he's my brother, it's just I thought he was that talented. And that's what I love to think about.
It's not easy being in my position because it creates so much sensationalism and tabloid. People lie.
Come on, man.
They create rumors and stories, and none of it's true. You know, and it's very, very difficult. You know, it's not easy. It's very hard, and you end up hurt sometime. You know, and you try to be as resilient as possible.
Right.
But it's very, very difficult because there's tabloids who lie. They hate that they're jealous.
Yeah, dig it.
Haters. Completely just, so when you read that, so know that it's a lie. Don't believe it. Burn it.
You, brother, you have meant a lot to people, man.
Thank you so much.
And I want to say something to you special, too, man, because a lot of people don't get this one to you. But I got to tell you something. You'd have meant something to black people, man. And don't ever think you don't and you haven't.
Wow.
But you have really, really meant something to a lot of minorities across this country. And you remember that about your music, man. You remember that about your videos. You touch us that way. And I'm giving you something, man, just from one brother to another that the mainstream America can't give to you. But it's what you have done in representing black people.
I'm proud of my heritage.
Come on, player, say it.
I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be black. I'm honored to be black. And I just hope that one day that they will be fair in portraying me the way I really, really am. Just a loving, peaceful guy wanting to make wonderful, unprecedented entertainment and songs and music and film for the world. What can I do, you know, bring forth the talent that God gave me. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
To share the love and gift of entertainment. That's all I want to do. I don't want to hurt anybody.